Top 10 heroes for the month of June 2019. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you for liking the last video. I really appreciate all the positive feedback I got. I'm sponsored by BlueStacks, which I'm going to be playing on today. So if you want to play Marvel Strike Force on your PC or Mac, there's a link in the description. I use it every day. There's a recent update to BlueStacks where the graphics got a lot better on PC. And my understanding is it's now also works on Mac. But I don't have a Mac, so I don't really know how well that works or anything like that. Let's get into the top 10 list in no particular order. We're going to start off with Black Widow. Bad things to say about Black Widow before I talk about the positive things. One, she's not farmable. You can't get her anywhere. She's only available in premium orbs. And two, the Avengers have kind of fell off. It's really not the best team anymore, and there's really not a lot of supporting cast for her to make a very good team. That being said, as a standalone character, she is still quite amazing. One, she's lightning fast. Two, she can give speed up to the rest of her team. Three, she can clear away negative status effects away from Avengers on her middle ability if you put the orange mats. She can go stealth. She can copy positive effects. And then this ability right here is quite amazing. Stun and then chaining and doing a bunch of damage. She is just quite simply amazing. Just wish there was a better team for her, which there isn't right now, and I wish she was farmable. Next, we have to talk about Thanos. And Thanos is on this just because I think he's like a personal favorite of mine. I really like this ability right here in the raids. I also like this guy on defense inside of Alliance Wars. On death of an enemy, always generate 2 ability energy for self or any adjacent cosmic ally. I love pairing him next to Rocket for massive AoE damage, or Minerva, where she just does all kinds of silly things. Huge fan of Thanos. Now, most people got Thanos shards from the raids and the Thanos raids, but currently Thanos is only available inside of premium orbs. Next, we have to talk about Nick Fury. Nick Fury is not only a standalone amazing character, but Nick Fury plus the 5 S.H.I.E.L.D. makes for the best well-rounded team in the entire game. If we're looking at all game modes, anywhere from Arena, Alliance War, Blitz, Raids, S.H.I.E.L.D. is the best team. Now, up here in the top right-hand corner, there's a link to a video about Agent Coulson. Now, that's a data mine information, so I don't know if it's current or if the Agent Coulson kit will be accurate, but the only thing that's missing from the S.H.I.E.L.D. team, it looks like Agent Coulson will fix that problem. Pretty exciting stuff. Now, how do we get Nick Fury? Nick Fury requires 5 Kree minions to unlock, and he unlocks at 5 stars. Now, this was controversial back in the day when these were truly horrible characters, but with the Ronin rework and the Kree rework, this does make for an okay team. Not amazing still, but useful in Blitz, maybe useful in defense inside of Alliance Wars, but you're going to need these 5 guys to unlock Nick Fury at 5 stars. Next on the list is Vision. Now, Vision has been my favorite character for a long time, and there's a lot of reasons why I like Vision. The main reason I like Vision is that the flexibility and how he works on many different teams. He works on tech teams because he gives defense up. He works on Avenger teams because he's an Avenger. And then he also has synergy with Scarlet Witch. Now, his kit is just very useful in a lot of different ways. Solar Beam clears away positive status effects. Dive Bomb puts ability block up onto 2 characters. He's farmable. You could get him inside of Mystic Forces Rising, Mystic 3-9, and the team that I currently like him the best in right now is with the Power Armor team, Falcon, Iron Man, Rescue, War Machine. In Alliance Wars, these 4 plus Vision, oh boy, on offense, they can take out the worst of the worst teams. It is so good. It's amazing. I just need to get my Rescue and my Falcon upgraded a bit more, but it's over the top good. I've seen screenshots of Power Armor teams taking out an opponent's team that has 100,000 more power. It is that great. Huge fan. Next on the list, we got to talk about Ms. Marvel. And Ms. Marvel is also making this list because I believe America Chavez is going to make Hero Brawlers just outright amazing. We're going to have to see. But going forward, I think Hero Brawlers are going to be very good in a lot of different ways. Also, Ms. Marvel is farmable along with Vision, which is kind of nice. It's not a legendary event. You don't have to get a bunch of other characters, so you can start working on her. And there's a ton of Hero Brawlers that work with it, but the reason why it works so well is because of her unique ability, her passive ability, where she fuels them, giving tons of assists, even on their turns, and she has a taunt mechanism when any of their hero allies fall below 50% health. She has a way of giving out ability energy. She can heal herself. She is pretty much the leader of a Hero Brawler team. Huge fan. And here are all of the Hero Brawlers, and I'm really thinking that America Chavez is going to make this team work very well. Psylocke, of course, is going to go on to the Phoenix team, the X-Men team, and then Black Panther usually goes on the Wakandan team. Captain Marvel can go all over the place. Now, Captain Marvel doesn't make this list, but she should have. I just didn't put her in the list. But I just want to point that out before anybody's in the comments says, you didn't put Captain Marvel on the list. She should make the list. But these are all the Hero Brawlers. And the problem with this team has been is like, do you put Spider-Man on the Spider-Verse team or do you put it on a Hero Brawler? Same thing with Iron Fist and Daredevil. So that's why I'm really looking forward to America Chavez to finally round out the Hero Brawler team, which is championed and started up by Ms. Marvel. She's kind of what gets going. Next, we have to talk about Star-Lord. And I think I have some bias on this. Like, I didn't put Captain Marvel on the list, but I put Star-Lord on the list. And you know what? Maybe she's better than Star-Lord. I just think I have a thing for Star-Lord and Rocket, them together. I think it has to do with me just liking the Guardians of the Galaxy. But Star-Lord is pretty much the leader of the Guardians. He gives them extra damage and speed. Putting Star-Lord with Rocket is just, those two alone can do so many horrible things. But then when you start adding in Groot and putting on him a team with, let's say, Thanos and Minerva, boy, you get some really ugly interactions on an amazing defensive team. Now, Star-Lord is relatively easy to unlock. It can be Ravagers or Guardians to unlock him. Rocket's kind of hard to get, but Yondu is the only Ravager I would look into. The other three Ravagers I do not recommend, and then you have the rest of the Guardians to unlock Star-Lord. Next on the list is Magneto. Now, Magneto and the Brotherhood team currently is the strongest offensive team in the arena. Highly recommend them. Very useful in most game modes. What I mean by that, they are not useful inside of raids. The team has high cooldowns. It starts off strong. He blinds the whole team. There's tons of synergies. You're kind of forced into a Brotherhood team. Juggernaut's an amazing tank, and so on. Highly recommend Magneto. I believe that Phoenix and Dark Phoenix, when she comes out, is going to clearly offset this team. But for now, I still highly recommend Magneto. To unlock Magneto, you're going to need the rest of the Brotherhood team, Juggernaut, Mystique, Sabretooth, or Pyro. Or you can also use Storm and Wolverine. So most people are using Juggernaut, Sabretooth, Mystique, Wolverine, and Storm. And that's kind of nice because Storm is going to be needed inside of the X-Men team when Phoenix comes out. Next on the list, we have to talk about Minerva. And Minerva is probably one of the best standalone characters easily in the game. For defense on Alliance Wars, for Blitz, boy, if you come up against Minerva in a Blitz, watch out. She's amazing in raids, and she works on so many different teams. She works on a team with Rocket and Star-Lord, with Thanos. She can also works well with Vision. Clearly, she works well with Kree, right? Probably the best standalone character in the game other than Ultron. She's up there with Vision as far as utility and flexibility. And why she's so good is this ability right here. Steals 15% health, which is so amazing in Dark Dimension. It bypasses health block. Then When she's done that, she can revive a character, and reviving a character is okay, but the most important thing is that when she revives them, she gives them death proof, so they don't just die immediately. That is so much fun with Groot, or Thanos for that matter. Now, the thing about Minerva that is not great is she is not available anywhere in the game. You pretty much just have to buy her. She was in a blitz, but there's no way of getting Minerva. And I also want to suggest that she's good at nearly any star level. Even at 3 stars, I'm finding her highly effective, and I need to take her all the way up to gear 13. Next on the list is Ultron. Now, Ultron, plus any other characters, makes for a god tier team. He pretty much is the best character in the game right now. And I have to plan ahead to get him. And because the Dark Dimension, where he's awarded, you can only enter the Dark Dimension with Gear 13 characters. And the problem with Gear 13 is that when you get to Gear 12, there's this choke point on each character where these very rare pieces to take the character all the way up to Gear 13. And they're very hard to find, and they take a lot of time. And so my suggestion is this: run, don't walk. This is very important. Whenever you're in the supply store right here, buy any of these that are 72,000. Just automatically buy them. I don't see any here now because they're going to be needed to take the characters up to Gear 13. And each one has a unique piece. It's time consuming, and they're called the superior unique items. I'll leave a link to this down in the description. It was made by Tana, and you can see that there's a bunch of them, and pretty much for me even, I just buy all of them. Like, for example, like even this Tesseract energy, you know, I don't really want to take any of these 3 characters currently to Gear 13, but what if they come out with a new character that needs this Tesseract energy? So I just buy them at every opportunity. Now, they're found in other places in the game. The War Store has a way of getting them, but you know, I'm currently trying to get Carnage and Pyro out of there before I start getting these pieces. But Ultron plus 4 other characters makes for an amazing team, not only in the arena, but also defensively in Alliance Wars. Hands down, a lot of people would say that Ultron is the best character in the game. He's definitely worth doing all of this, and I'm personally just like every day trying to get that. A lot of people that have Ultron now refreshed the shop to get those pieces to speed up the process. I'm personally not willing to do that. Lastly on the list, we have to talk about the next character that will be on this list, and that's going to be Dark Phoenix. And no, she is not out yet. She's not in my roster, but she is coming, and she's going to be the first 6-star legendary unlock. And she is very challenging to get. Villain Mystic Controllers: Hand Assassin, Loki, Mordo, Nobi, and Ronan the Accuser. This X-Man team making up of Dark Phoenix and Colossus and Psylocke and Cyclops and probably Storm or Wolverine. I don't know. Of course, it's untested, and we haven't had a chance to play it. But just from the footage and reading the kits, I could see that it's a direct counter to Brotherhood and that it's going to be just outright amazing. And so these 5 characters are required at 6 stars to get a 6-star unlock of Phoenix. All right, what do you guys think of the list? Of course, down in the comment section, if you thought I forgot anybody, or if you have a personal favorite that you thought I should have brought up, there's a lot of honorable mentions. I had to narrow it down to 10. And Captain Marvel probably should have made the list, and some others. But I don't know what it is. I can't get into the Captain Marvel for some reason. It's just fun. All right, well, now it's time for the giveaway. I really hope you liked this video today, because if you did, you are in luck. For every single person that likes this video, you will be getting for free in your account an 8-star dumpster fire.
This is not a scam.
I went and saw the movie last night, and it is not as bad as everybody says. Now, I think they're gonna have to look at it from 2 points of view. If you can go into this movie and delete like almost everything you know about the X-Men, the movie actually is okay. Like, for example, my girlfriend is not a huge X-Men fan or any Marvel fan of any kind, and she said, oh, that movie wasn't as bad as everybody said. But the X-Men timeline, the Fox timeline, is a total mess. And if you're a fan of X-Men, it's almost unwatchable because the timeline doesn't make any sense. And it's just like, I don't understand how this works. But if you delete everything you know about the other movies, it's not all that bad. I wish there was a stronger villain, but I did enjoy it overall. Like, I left it feeling not like, I was like, it was okay. You know, and she was like, she even thought it wasn't that bad. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and keep on gaming.